through there.
This song.
Cool, thank you.
And I kept singing, no, I won't. You know, and
Same technology, just
she
different
went
control.
on and on.
Alrighty, so call the meeting to order at noon. Open with the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. So we'll start with the US and then we go to Texas and do an invocation. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
If you don't mind.
I'll read.
Thanks.
And let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you with thankful hearts, asking for your wisdom as we gather to serve our community. Guide our minds and our hearts in this meeting so that every decision we make reflects fairness, integrity, and compassion. Help us to listen thoughtfully and act justly, always seeking the greater good for all those who have entrusted us with responsibility. May we be faithful stewards, mindful of the needs of every individual of our community. Grant us the courage to do what's right.
Thank you, Pete. All right, receive comments from the public. No public? All right.
No public, no comments.
Consider an act upon request for adjustments to or relief from special charges imposed by the district. Okay. All right, so consent agenda. I'd like to take a motion to approve 539. Is there anything that we need to take out or adjust? Okay, can I get a motion to approve 539 on the consent?
Make the motion.
Second motion.
Thank you very much. And number 10, receive the regular monthly STRA Woodlands Division report, including updates on operation projects and public outreach. Do we have anyone?
We do not.
Oh, okay.
If, what I've mentioned is if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to convey them to them.
So the only question that I have, and I brought this up a couple times, is on page 19. WWTF number 3, max is 4. We're hitting 3.98. I know they changed, they updated the software where it kind of pings with more, I guess for lack of a better term, more pings throughout the day. So you can get a kind of a better curvature of what that number is. But anytime it gets close to 4, I just bring it up. Normally it's low 3s, high 2s, just kind of throughout the year. So just seems to be getting a little bit higher. So that's my only. Any questions on any of that? Anyone, any questions?
Eric, on page 26, why is that one yellow? I just was curious if the color coding mattered.
Don't recall. I'll have to ask them.
Okay. It just jumped off. I mean, I was just wanted
Didn't that one already get completed?
Is yellow completed? Maybe that's what that means.
Yeah, because the,
All invoices have been paid and projects have been closed out.
to.
That may be it.
Yellow closed projects on the last page,
awesome.
28. Yeah.
I missed that. Look at that.
There we go.
A little bit of teamwork. We got this, guys. We
It
got
just seems
this.
odd. Yellow is like you think like done would be
Yeah.
not draw my attention. Okay, whatever. All right.
I would agree with you. I think like white.
Well, and then I looked at it, I was like,
very
it
subtle.
was completed under budget, so okay, that's good. I shouldn't be
Yeah.
cautionary. Should be like big green.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet. Since they're not here, Brian, do we need to act upon? Okay. All right. Review and act on, excuse me, review and act on financial reports, and distributions. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one again. 11, receive the attorney's report. Sorry about that.
Don't have anything under item 11, and also we don't have any action on 12 today.
Oh.
Okay.
You've got in your packet the one-page resolution. So this is for the district's investment policy. We're required by the Public Fund Investment Act to review that policy each year. Our firm conducts that review on behalf of our district clients. We do not have any recommended changes this year. So the resolution's been prepared to evidence that we've completed the annual review and that no changes are necessary at this time. We do need a motion on that resolution.
Usually there's a list of the investment firms that we use. Was that included or was that on last month's?
Well, I think what you're maybe talking about is the quarterly investments report, maybe.
Yes.
Where all the investments are placed. So that's different than the policy
Okay.
itself.
Cool. Thank you. All right.
Brian, you said we do need a motion on this
Mhm.
to accept.
Any questions before we make a motion? Okay, can I get a motion on number 13? you.
Second.
All right, thank you. And 14, receive and act, excuse me, receive and or act on the general manager's report.
All right, I have a few things to go over today. First off, I wanted to make sure everybody saw that we do have the wastewater treatment plant tour scheduled.
Yeah.
For November 14th, I believe, at 8 a.m. So hopefully we have some good weather for that, and we'll meet there and get a tour. Last month, you kind of saw we were under construction a little bit here, so we're continuing to push along with some of the improvements. The paint and the lighting improvements are done, at least in the public areas, and then we'll be doing technology and some signage and some other things in the lobby for the customer experience as well. So more things to come, but we're making progress. I wanted to report that I did speak to the Village Association President's meeting last week to go over the water renewal, the Woodlands, and specifically to talk to them about identifying a representative from each of their village associations on the community work group. So that went very well. And they're eager to join the community work group and start participating in that procedure. I wanted to report that we do have a new deputy general manager identified and accepted the position. So Kimberly Wright, who is currently the general manager of Southern Montgomery County Mud, basically across the freeway, just a little south of here. She's been in that role for about 3 or 4 years or so. And then before that, she was the Highlands division manager for SGRA for about 4 or 5 years before that. So has a lot of experience in water districts, and TCQ rules and things like that. So very eager to have her come. She'll start on November 4th. So looking forward to that. There's a few things in the back of the packet, a couple customer thank yous that I always like sharing, as well as our very own Jeannie is hitting her 26th year anniversary here.
Very nice.
And then finally, John is here. Before I go to John, I just wanted to point out, we had a great event, 2 or 3 weeks ago, for the AWD Directors 101 seminar. We had a bus. We all went down to the west side of town, had great, I think 17 directors, which is fantastic. And what I wanted to do, like to create some momentum around, AWD creates a lot of good content and resources for water district directors, not just new ones, but, going forward, there's a lot of industry things that they cover in some of their conferences and some other things. And so I was going to start just basically kind of going over upcoming events so that people could have it on their radar, whether they want to attend or not.
Yeah.
The next one is October 25th. That's it's called AWD Industry Webinar. And they started doing those a couple years ago. It's a very specific topic typically. And this one is a lunchtime webinar on October 25th. October 30th is the fall seminar. That's usually a one topic, about an hour and a half or so with a dinner. That's on at 6 p.m. on the 30th on the west side of town. And then the Midwinter Conference, which is January 24th and 25th, that'll be in Austin. And that's about a day or a day and a half conference on 24th and 25th. So those are the upcoming AWD events. And with that, I will kick it over to John for the comms.
Good afternoon. Refer you to page 46 for the communications report. Sure you've been seeing lots of communications going out surrounding infrastructure renewal. That launched on September 19th in earnest. And a big component of that launch was the community survey. So we got the results in from that. We had 366 responses. And I highlighted a few of the findings from that. We had an 86% satisfaction or very satisfied level of opinion with our overall quality of water and wastewater services. And that tracks with our previous community surveys. A nice high number there. 72% were satisfied or very satisfied with the overall maintenance of our infrastructure. And then 63% satisfied or very satisfied with the value received for the money paid for water and wastewater. About 24% were neutral on that. So a little bit of a dip there, which is interesting because, you know, when you look at our water rates and our mud tax rates compared to the surrounding region and to the county, we line up fantastically. So I think, you know, there's an opportunity there to continue to push out messaging on the tremendous value our customers receive for the high quality system we have. So we'll continue to push that topic.
John, you suspect that that's just a inherent bias to, if I spend a penny, it costs too much kind of thing.
I think that's,
So I think you put it well when you talk about continue to advocate the messaging of the real value for the quality of what we're doing.
And I think folks don't realize where we sit.
Yeah, no,
We're
relatively
relation
speaking.
to the outside world. Taxes are some of the lowest in Montgomery County, and water and sewer rates are
Exactly.
among the lowest, you know, and so as all other municipalities around us continue to grow and rehab their things and their rates go up, we've been able to keep them as low as we possibly could for as long as we possibly could. So I don't know that people realize that.
No, that's quite true.
Did the format of the survey, does it allow you to get other feedback besides selecting whether you're very satisfied or unsatisfied? Do you have?
there were some options for comment. And then we also have the customer portal on the website where we're really encouraging folks to go there, submit their questions and comments. We review those with our consultants with Holloway. And those have been really informative. They've helped to help us generate more FAQ responses to kind of anticipate what the common questions are out there. And so we continue to update the FAQs and as well as the rest of the website to address that.
Anything that you could glean from some of the comments, such as, you know, their overall satisfaction of their water quality and wastewater services? I mean, you know, besides, I mean, it's already a very high, you're already at 88%, but I'm just curious if there was anything from the comment section that as to why you would have a negative response to that.
Well, we've seen a gamut of questions and comments. We have seen some misinformation come through. And I think we're aware of some of those types of issues. So continuing to try to get on top of that and to get out ahead, you know, as things develop, we want to get that messaging out before conversations run wild on Nextdoor, you know, so yeah, we continue to track those comments, respond to them, and then as well as, you know, really tune in as best we can to what's happening on social media to understand, you know, where the public sentiment is. And you know, remember, we have that community working group. That's going to be a big tool for learning even more about the community and then getting messaging back out to the community through that working group. And we have other tools to do that as well.
You know when that's going to start?
We're still gathering participants. Got a couple more VA representatives that chimed in. So that group is still filling out. And at this point, ideally mid-November.
Yeah, hopefully we can get our first meeting scheduled before Thanksgiving, sometime in early to mid-November.
Awesome.
As soon as we get, obviously all of the MUD participants are known, everybody, identified that, where we've got about half of the VAs. Because when I spoke to them last week, I said, it can be you if you want, the presidents, or, go back to your VA representation and see if there's, someone else that wants to engage. Ultimately, we want individuals that want to engage and participate in the process, because the more feedback that we can get and the more engagement back out to the community, the better, from all the different folks that are going to be involved. So that's what they basically were doing over the last week, is going back to their group and identifying who wants to engage.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we don't have them all yet, but we're getting real close.
Sometime in November.
John, remind me how I took the survey, but I don't remember if it was reacting to an email or when I went to the renewal site. How did we engage people to take the survey? I don't remember.
In a number of ways. We had a number of emails go out directly.
Okay.
We have a couple
Survey's
different.
closed though now.
No, I took it. I said, there was a call to action. I saw something. Oh, click the button. I took the survey and I did the thing. 1 through 10, rank the prioritized this, that, whatever. So I was just reacting to what Keith said. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah, so emails, we had links to it on our webpage right there up front.
Right. I couldn't remember if it was that or if I reacted to an
Social
email.
media, we communicated through media partners. SGRA pushed it. Try to cover every possible angle.
Sure.
We've seen some really good visitation to the Water Renewal, the Woodlands website. As of middle of last week, we've had around 2,000 unique visitors. And then we're going to, as I noted, that's a living
Yeah.
site. It continues to evolve. One of the big evolutions here will be project cut sheets, we call them. They're one pagers on each individual project, talking about what the project is, description, timeline, funding, location, all that relevant information, so folks can drill deeper into whatever project they're interested in. And that will connect to an interactive map as well at some point.
Gotcha.
See what's near you. Okay. October's bill ad, Water Renewal of the Woodlands. So that'll come out at the end of the month. And then following page, some current marketing materials. At the bottom there, we did get Instagram back up and running. So we're now communicating regularly through X, Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram, and then we have paid social media advertising through the Chronicle Syndicate and Woodlands Online as well. So just continue to try to grow a social media reach. And then just on page 49, you got your outreach calendar. We got a big weekend coming up. There's a lot going on Saturday at North Shore. So the 26th annual, I think it might be, it's long running Wildflower Festival happens at North Shore. It's a different location this year. And then that will then transition right into the big 50th anniversary celebration at North Shore. So we'll be out there all day and night. And that's going to culminate in I'm told it's going to be a pretty fantastic drone show.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, we'll be out at a couple of Village Association festivals. So if any of those are convenient for you to come on out, stop by the booth and talk to folks. We'd love to see you. And with that, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns? There's 15. 16, oh, sorry, 15, receive the Woodlands Water Trustees report.
Okay. I know most of you, and I encourage everybody to if you're not attending the trustee report, to watch it online. And then the report is attached on pages 51 to 53. I think besides the reports and updates that we get from the various entities, that the only thing that few things that I would note is that we had invited a guest with Jason Millsaps, who is the county commissioner's chief of staff, and he oversees a lot of the flood mitigation projects. And he came and gave a brief talk and explained, his services and what they do and their fundraising and projects. And I think there was an interest of me personally to have him come and talk because, I'm trying to understand the differences between the work that we do for drainage versus their flood mitigation, and they have some major capital projects that they fund, and they have a group of people who raise, I think their budget this year is $70 million for flood mitigation projects. And so it's good for that group to interact with the mud districts and just let us know where there may be overlap, but more likely where we can work together on drainage and flood mitigation. Obviously, like the mud, we're responsible for the drainage ditch that goes behind our houses and through our community. And of course, that flows down to the San Jacinto River and the San Jacinto River to Houston. And so they're responsible downstream. And so there is some work that I think intertwines and connects with the work that they do for flood mitigation. So it was interesting to have him come and talk. And then the other thing that one of the other trustees brought up had to do with mud directors lots. And I think we're kind of familiar with that because we've had a number of directors in the past that don't live in our community, but they're eligible to serve on this board through mud directors lots that were provided to them by the developers. And I think that
Way back when.
yeah. So what's notable on that is of the 9 residential mud districts that we have now, there are no longer any directors that I know of, and I think Eric confirmed, that are serving through, let's say the eligibility or qualified through a mud director slot. I think Metro would be the one exception.
Here, there's none
Yeah.
in the 9 residential muds.
Correct.
But Metro is not residential, so.
And what allowed the mud directors lots to exist and to begin with is controlled by state law. So there's nothing really that we can do here. And I would say that it's just upon us to make sure that as we either age out or move on or whatever, that we continue to support residents serving Mud 39 in the future. And I just don't think, I think that it's not really an issue going forward.
Yeah.
I think that we have more than enough qualified residents in Harper's Landing to serve on our mud, and there'll be no need for mud directors lots in the future.
I mean, it's intended to just primer up when you need to have representation and get things going and stuff. And
Yeah.
the utility of it generally kind of self-deprecates itself out as the development happens, and you then start to be a self-represented board. And so we were unique. We had some gentlemen that have been here long-standing, long-serving.
I think somebody used the term professional mud directors, and we don't,
If that's your profession, I mean, Godspeed for you. But
It's often good to have a tool.
we're moving forward
your-
we're moving forward in a good way. And I think on the last election, we had the most directors that have ever run for 39 at the same time in one election, which shows that we now have a good public interest. So
I think a
Good.
total of 9 people, right?
9 people.
9 people.
Let's
So anyway,
good
and
that we
that's,
have the interest for now, and hopefully we always have lots of interest from people, and it's good to have tools, but you don't always have to use them, but it's good to have resources. So
Yeah.
excellent. Sounds like we're in a good spot.
I agree.
is there anything
the
else,
update.
Keith, of note?
No.
Okay, awesome.
But if you haven't watched the trustee meeting, I'm gonna go back and watch it if you have a chance.
Not on the trustee piece, but on the AWD piece, I wanted to go to that, but I had to coach basketball for my kids. Is there a way to get like a summary whenever those happen, or do they like record them and you can pick them up in like an archive on like a Zoom or something like that?
Find it on the AWBD site.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. All right, and 16, do we need to recess? Okay. And don't need to reconvene. Discuss any matters for placement on the future agenda. All right, I think we set a record, guys and everyone, 26 minutes.